Yes. What is going on, everybody? We are live. It is Wednesday, the 19th of August, 2015, and this is the Seacoast Beverage Lab podcast, episode number 119? Yes. Looking it up real quick. Yeah, 119. Carla, we're almost there. We're almost at the big 200. I said that every episode until we get there, then it's just like, we're here and we're shutting it down. But yeah, thanks, guys, for watching. We have two very special guests with that are super local to me. We talk about all the time, and they're actually one of very few that have made a recurring appearance on the show. We're going to get to them in a second. But first, I'm here, and as a horrible host does, I don't have the guest's beer in my possession, but I have something that is a consolation prize. Nonetheless, it is a Bissell Brothers substance from Bissell Brothers up in Portland, Maine. So Carla has saved me before. Carla, do you have a guest beer this time?
No, I do not.
That's all right.
I'm drinking a Dogfish Head, actually, so I'm not drinking a Maine beer, and that's usually my thing. But Mike came home with a cold six-pack of Dogfish Head, so I went, okay, it's cold. Cold is good.
Cold is good, and I think we're going to get a break from the summer weather, but I won't complain because it's not snowing 17 feet outside. But yes, let's welcome back. I was mentioning before, episode number 41, which was July 15th of 2013, was when they first appeared on the show. We've talked about them a lot, but please welcome back Nicole Carrier and Annette Lee of Throwback Brewery in Northampton, New Hampshire. What's going on, ladies?
Hey guys. Not much,
Yeah.
We're drinking a IPA because we're a little short on beer right now.
Yeah.
So,
I can't imagine that's a problem.
Yeah, we're down to one tap, which has never happened before.
Oh no! All right. Well, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that problem very shortly. But how is the IPA in how's the Smart Nose in the can? Good. I've yet to have it.
It's good.
Yeah, we like it.
And it's refreshing.
Smells great.
Smells great.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate. Does it taste like a can? It tastes like fresh, finest kind. I mean, they probably.
Fresh, yeah.
And fresh from down the street. Yeah, I know. Fresh can. But yeah, so we wanted to have you back on, and because a lot's happened, not just in 2 years, but in like 2 weeks or a month or so with Throwback. But since we last talked, you've expanded and you moved to 7 Hobbs Road, a extremely big facility, house/farmhouse in Northampton, which is basically across the street. I mean, I really don't know where to begin. I think the easiest place is to, kind of let us back into how the expansion started and like when you ladies thought it was time to kind of grow to where you are now.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was actually we've been in business now for just over 4 years. We've been selling beer, and we've been selling beer about a year, and this property went up for auction. And Annette and I, we always wanted, because what we do, we try and, as you guys know, make beer from local ingredients around us. We wanted to have the brewery on a farm. But once we got going in our little warehouse, oh no, we can't move because so many people are visiting us, and if we have a farm in the middle of nowhere, then who knows if people will actually come. But it was sort of serendipitous, right, literally like 0.25 miles across the street from the warehouse, on Route 1 here in Northampton, this beautiful 12 acres, 5,000 square foot barn with a 5,000 square foot attached Victorian house went up for auction. We bid, we won the auction. It took us it was like a year. We're like, oh, what do we do now? And putting some plans together. Took about another year to get financing. We started the construction October, and then we just opened officially around July 10th. We let some people in around the 4th of July. So it's been about 5 weeks or so that we've been officially open. And what we did is we went from a 3-barrel brewery. We have a 15-barrel brewery in the barn right now. The barn we kind of split in two. One half is the brew house. The other half we put in a restaurant, which we never, up until about like 2 months ago, we said we're just gonna have little plates of food so we can serve pints, and we finally realized that no, we had actually started a restaurant. So we are now a brew pub as opposed to an brewery. And there's probably a million things we can talk about, but that's sort of the high level of from last time we talked to where we are now.
Yeah, gee.
Just that.
I mean, just a couple of things. It's only been 700 days, and that happened. But oh my God! But so like, I'll ask kind of the main question I had the second I walked in to Hobbs Farm was how did you and you kind of just answered it by saying you didn't know if you're going to do full plates or whatnot. But how did the business plan go from, because a lot of breweries just expand their brewing capacity, but you added on a restaurant. Yeah. That must have been an entire bag of like tricks that you didn't know. Like, did you have any help with that? Because that's a crazy expansion plan. Going from brewery.
It is. I mean, but so a couple things. We did have help just to cover that piece. The New Hampshire Community Loan Fund. They're the ones that gave us our loan for the brew house part of the expansion. They came to us and they said, "Hey, do you guys have any projects we can do grants based upon like local food, local agriculture?" And we said, yeah, we'd actually like to have a food component. So they gave us a pretty decent grant, and we got a restaurant consultant. So he was fantastic, and he helped us out a lot. But for us, I don't know, we sort of talked about it, and the way this was shaping up, this place, it's almost more like a destination, and we want people to come here, and because our beer is so food-inspired, and we work so much with farms, and we have a farm here, we thought that it really made sense. We love to eat. Yeah, we love to eat. Perfect. And we love to pair beer with food. It sort of all made sense that we need to have a food component here. And then we probably wouldn't have done it if we hadn't had the chef, Carrie Dahlgren. Like, we just love her and her food, and she's so talented. And so we probably wouldn't have been so aggressive if it wasn't for that key component as well.
Nice. I had one more. I was going to say, but so you also incorporate local ingredients in the beer. Do you also have a heavy focus on the food that you serve there, being local to the area?
Yeah, absolutely. We try and do the same thing that we do with our beer with the food, and so all the cheeses are from within New England. We haven't had a New York cheese yet, but mostly New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont.
Nice.
Massachusetts. A lot of the farms around here, like the Three Rivers Alliance, we get Garen's Greens, like the small businesses around here for White Heron and Carpe Diem for coffee, and so we do a lot of the dairies. We get a lot of our food from around here, and I think better yet, like our chef makes everything from scratch. So even the buns we make with our spent grain.
Oh, awesome.
We make our mustard with our maple kiss wheat porter. There's the fruits that were on our cheese plates are from local farms, and we have like little jams that she makes from berries from either this farm or other farms around here. So yeah, pretty much it really just helps us tell our whole story to have the food with the beer and have both come from the same place.
Yes, I agree. So what was I gonna say? Again, I'm like a loss for words because I'm trying to figure out like all these so many questions.
We've talked a little bit about the food side. Tell us more about what it's like to go that big leap in production brewery size, because that's not a small difference in size for the actual brew house expansion.
No, in fact, over the last year at the warehouse, we put in some 15-barrel fermenters, knowing we were going to move to a 15-barrel brew house over here. So we had been double and triple batching over the last year, making for some very long days. Just from that perspective, it's nice to brew one batch a day and achieve 15 barrels instead of 6 barrels of beer. So that's been it's been pretty straightforward. The guys over at 603 were kind enough to let both Chris and Cheryl hang out for a day and just kind of see their brew house. It's the same manufacturer as our brew house, so it sort of took some of the mystery out of going from the system that I built to more professionally built system. And so that really helped a lot just to get those tips. So we really we owe those guys a big favor for that. And I got a great crew between Chris and Cheryl and Miles. They kind of keep everything running while I'm running around looking for lemonade and stuff for the restaurant. So But I think our biggest thing so far has been the cleanup. Where instead of hustling 200 pounds of grain, we're hustling 1,000 pounds of grain out of the mash tun, and what are we going to do with it, and just the mess it makes. But our new facility, the barn, we have floor drains, which we didn't have for 4 years. So that's kind of fun to kind of squeegee everything into the floor drain. Everybody wants their own squeegee, so things like that.
Divas, the divas over there.
Oh yeah, it's like squeegee. And the beers itself, we've had one. The only beer we have left on tap is our first beer out of our new system, which is our Hobbs Farmhouse Ale. It's a, it's a really light Belgian style saison that we dry hop. So super refreshing this time of year. We have Hopstruck, which was the first beer we brewed on the new system. That's gonna hopefully, if the carbonation gods are looking in our favor, maybe we'll see that one by Friday. And then, one of the struggles is just getting used to the malt, the higher quantities of malt, and the effects of that. We brewed our Dippity-Doo brown ale, but the chocolate malt didn't translate as well as we want for the brown ale. So we're looking at, maybe a beer called Whoopsie-Doo or something like that, because it's more like a
brown pale.
It's like a darker pale ale right now. It's not really the roastiness that you get on our Dippity, but it tastes good. It's just not. I think that's the one example of learning curve on this system is it's just not the same beer. The Hopstruck tastes pretty spot on, and the Farmhouse tastes really good. So, I don't know. We'll just have a little bit more of this darker pale ale to drink, which I'm sure we can all suck down.
Yeah.
So.
I like the name Whoopsie-Doo. You should totally call it that. That's
yeah.
I've always wanted
Whoopsie-Doo. Yeah. But so that doesn't mean you have no one freak out that's watching this live or listening to it. Even though there's one, you have one of your beers on tap, you have the capacity to do guest taps as well. That was that a decision that you guys wanted to do from the start? Is kind of have some other friends on tap as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably always have one or two. We have Vermont around Lake Champlain. There's a Vermont original cider.
Champagne cider.
Yeah, well, we have the North Country guys. We have their cider on.
Nice.
Stoneface. We have those guys on. We used to have a keg of Earth Eagle. We blew through that. We just kicked the moat. We had fresh slice from Otter Creek. We have a BBC. Because our chef and myself were from Western Mass, so we thought we'd get a BBC.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, Brian. Yeah. Smutty Nose Pale. IPA, yeah, finest kind.
But I mean, it was a choice to convert to a brew pub for that reason, and now we can also offer wine and other options, if we want to.
Yeah, and I guess so as you guys are learning the increased capacity, and I have notes here, but I don't want these to scare you because you already know all this. But with the increased capacity for brewing, you're still doing bottles and growlers from there. But you're also you were just serving tasters at your old brewery, but now you're serving full pints. So there's even more beer to brew. So I'm sure that's kind of like trying to figure out how much exactly to brew is probably a new thing.
We've been seeing a lot of people come in, and I think everyone really loves the food so far, which is great. And it's fun to be able to pour pints. That was one of the decisions we made to have the food, was we wanted to be able to pour pints of beer. And we have 16 taps here, so lots of room for our beer and for guest taps.
Nice. And
we're
go ahead.
In terms of capacity, we self-distribute right now, but we're also hopefully in the next couple months going to go into distribution as well. Nice.
So with that, and this is actually a nice transition into one of Sean's questions he gave me before the show. So with the increased capacity, you're going to be distributing, but is that going to help you get beer farther outside of the seacoast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still looking to stay in. That's just our dogs.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Still looking to stay in New Hampshire. You know, I guess from my perspective, you know, first thing I would sell it all right at the brew pub. Then, you know, to stay local and sell in New Hampshire and see where we are with our volume. You know, if we get down that road and we want to do a little bit in Maine and Mass, then we'll consider that. But, you know, our goal is to just stay local like we do with our ingredients.
Excellent. Now, the seating capacity is great, both indoors and outdoors. I was there last weekend with my dad, and if you want to talk about the coolest place to sit outside, I mean, you guys, I don't know how many seats you have outside, but it was such a cool vibe. People playing, you know, sandbags and just drinking outside. Is there more space to be had? I mean, you guys seem to have a lot of space. It's probably as much as you can control, but you guys have a lot of space there to play with.
Yeah, I mean, our you know, the town has been great to work with here in Northampton, and we were approved for a certain square footage. I think we have 52 or 54 seats outside with some Adirondack chairs and some tables and stuff. So, and then we are up around 75 or 80 seats inside with some capacity actually in the brew house for some special events and stuff.
Nice. Is there a banquet space that I hear about coming together?
We have, if you go into the brew house, so the brew house goes like all the way up to the top, and you could, with all the barn, and you can see all the structure, and it's beautiful. And we made a decision that to put a ceiling in the tap room for a couple of reasons. One is when it gets to be winter, it'll be a nicer, cozier in there than if it went all the way up to the ceiling. But the other is we have that above the tap room or restaurant. We have a space that's just beautiful, and we could use that for future events. There's a couple things we need to do to finish it off, but we thought we would get going first on these two projects, the new brew house and the restaurant. We're diving into that.
But the upstairs event space, it's rated for about 150 people.
Wow, great. Jeez. And so and I bet you guys are getting a lot of questions because I mean, and Carla and I talk about this each week. It's usually the people that taste your beer and like, okay, well, what's next? You know, like, what you guys just opened an entire new place, but are you getting those questions like, what's your next beer? You know, what are you doing now? But you must be getting all those questions.
Yeah, I know. I got a very anxious call today about when are you making the watermelon beer again?
Yeah.
Give us
when are you gonna? Yeah. When are you gonna do some? When can we tour the house? Which is like, you know. Where's the B&B gonna be there? Well, give us a moment. You know, like.
It's kind of an odd question though. When can we tour your house? Like, hey, whoa! I don't go to your house and say,
it happens. It happens. And someone, I said it's not clean because all we do is work, and then someone offered to pay for a house cleaner, and I know.
Yeah. Oh man.
No.
Yeah, I mean, right from a brewing perspective, right now we're just focusing on getting something in those tanks. But we're brewing a lot of our standards. You know, today we brewed the Don Quixote. Nice. Tomorrow we're brewing Hank's Pale Ale. We brewed the Hef on Tuesday. So we'll be some of the more seasonal stuff. We're gonna make a couple wits. We'll split a batch of wit and sort of infuse peaches, local peaches, in half of it, and then the Ferrano beets. We did that beet wit this winter, and I really love that. I love the way the beets play against the orange peel and the chamomile, the wit base. So we'll be rolling those out over the next few weeks.
Nice. And bringing back the stout series in the winter.
Yeah, we got to work on that. If you guys have any good ideas,
good ideas,
let us know. Dark beers.
We're a think tank. Oh, we're doing it. Carla, what's after the show? We're getting this ready.
I expect an email from you guys tomorrow morning.
9 a.m. I'm scheduling it right now. Like, I'm going to go downstairs and talk to Lisa and be like, okay, we got to think about this. One of our beer names could be that. Like, we're going to figure this out.
Yeah, Lisa would be a good one to ask.
She's got ideas, and she's going to be like, and she'll have some good ones, I promise.
So I have a question, actually, a little bit about the food. I wanted to say I went one of the first couple weekends that you guys were open and had some of the cheese and all of the awesome stuff. So just kudos to all your local farmers and suppliers. They're doing an awesome job. obviously, like, we didn't have one thing that we didn't like. So just
cool.
kudos to that. It was awesome. But I have a question. Are you guys still selling in, like, farmers markets and things
Oh,
like
yeah.
the future, too? Okay.
Yep.
You're going to continue to do that even with the brew pub?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of our core customers started at the farmers markets with us, and it's convenience for them, and we like also the interaction we have with the farmers and talking with them and figuring out what they might have that we could use to make some fun beers. So.
And now I get to go to the markets and look for fun food ingredients.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Good,
It's a lot
good
of fun.
call.
House pickle.
Yeah.
Jeez. Are any fan favorites so far on the menu, like food wise? I had the chickpea burger. I'm a fan, so that's really good. What are your what are some of the fan faves?
Let's see. Well,
we're trying to decide if we should rename the place Burger Queen.
yeah.
Something
Yes,
Our
like
burger it almost sells more than the.
That's awesome.
But we do a burger, the Throwback burger. The inspiration actually was, well, actually, this is kind of funny. Lexi's Joint, they're in Portsmouth, and they do burgers. And Casey, the owner, contacted us. Was it like 2-3 years ago?
during March Madness.
March Madness, they do like a
burger.
Super Bowl burger thing.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Do you guys want to submit a burger?" And I said, "Sure." And so our team was brainstorming, and we didn't know. And then we went out to the coat of arms, and I was eating a French onion soup, and I thought, "Oh my God, we could do a deconstructed French onion soup burger." So caramelized onions and maple crispy porter, have Gruyere on it, a garlic thyme aioli. Anyways, that ended up winning the Burger Bowl, and so I was like, "Oh, we should have it on our menu." And Carrie just did a kick butt job interpreting that burger. So that's our biggest seller by far. But we've been doing.
She's been adding stuff now to the menu.
The Korean wings are super popular.
Every week she's adding. We have a poutine now, so.
Yeah.
Oh man, and because I know you're still it's as you're saying there's a lot of beer that's being drank. Is like the best way to find out what's new on the menu and like what's on tap, just to kind of check the Facebook, check on tap, see what's pouring there.
I try and update our website. I'll be doing that a little bit more often.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Facebook is the most up to date.
Yes. So, yeah, and I was just looking on it, and I saw you take pictures of the menu, which is always good, and especially if it changes a lot, it's good to know, like, okay, I'm going there, and then here's what you have. That's cool. But you're open for lunch on the weekends?
Yeah, we have. Right now, we're trying to staff up a little bit more, but we have Wednesday, Thursday, 4 to 9, Friday and Saturday 11 to 9, and Sunday 12 to 7 right now.
Gotcha. Yep. I'll put. And all the info is right there on throwbackbrewery.com. Don't kid yourself. And I appreciate you guys still doing a website. Carl and I are big proponents of breweries with actual websites, and you do it. So.
I try and there's so much to do, but I try and update it.
But even I will say, you
things.
can't, like, Facebook is totally cool for like the in the moment updates of here's our special, here's the beer that's on right now. But if I can't even find like the names of the brewers and the official spelling of the names of the beers, and like, I don't care if the website's even static, but there are so many breweries that are just doing only Facebook that it's really hard to get official information.
Yeah.
Right.
My hat's off to that. So we're not whining about the updatedness of the website so much as we're just appreciating that you actually have an official
landing page.
The kind of the Facebook for those kind of quick updates. I think that's a combination that works, but you have to have both sides, or else it's just quick information that I can't find in the official stuff, or so so it's a little bit of a rant, but. So you talked a little bit about the trying to figure out the dark series, the stout series.
Yeah.
Do you have any other seasonals that are on the way that you're excited about, that are coming back soon, or kind of what, if people wanted to head there soon, kind of what's on the way for you guys in beer?
Mm-hmm. So we're just playing around with some different ideas, and last year we learned about Ray's farm in Stratham. And they have a really big blueberry farm, and she mostly does. She mostly sells to stores and such, but she also saves blueberries for, they call them jammers, which sounds funny, but they freeze them and stuff. So we kind of hooked up with Diane there to get local blueberries. And I generally am not a fan of blueberry beers, but we made a blueberry stout last winter for the stout series, and I really liked the tartness of it against the roastiness of the malt. So we're going to play around with a little bit of our farmhouse ale and with the blueberries, and just see what happens. I think the pepperiness of the saison will do well against the blueberry, to keep it from getting too floral.
Yeah.
But that would be something in the next week. Yeah, probably in the next week. And then, like I said, the beet wit and the peaches will come out next. And then as we go into fall, we'll do our chai porter. That's our fall seasonal in the bottle, so we'll get that one brewed. And we'll do
the pumpkin
one.
Yeah.
The pumpkins are doing well over at Blueberry Bay Farm. So as soon as those are ready to go, we'll make our pumpkin ale. Usually we release that one around Halloween, unlike everyone else in the world. But that's just when we make it. So and then we're playing around with. We have our Fig and 40 that we brewed this winter. We have about 45 gallons or so of it that we're putting in the little bottles someday when we have some time.
Yeah.
So that'll be aging nicely in the cold room. So we're excited to bring that one out into bottle format.
Awesome. I mean, Jesus, talk about local. I just searched where Blueberry Bay Farm is, and it's 6 minutes from my house. So appreciate you guys doing the local the local stuff, because now I'm like, oh, that's where that is. So
yeah. There were lots
cool.
of great fruit. I'll be picking up 100+ pounds of watermelon tomorrow from Wake Robin Farm for next year's watermelon. We'll get that chopped up and frozen so we can make it for the 4th of July.
Nice.
Awesome. I do, and we'll go back to the restaurant talk really quick, and a couple more things. But Sean had went there. I think he went there. Then it was on the show, and he told us a little bit about it. You do have a very cool way of like marking tables instead of saying what's your name, like whatever. Tell us what's going on with these bobbleheads and like how that idea came up, because I think it's, as a bobblehead kind of collector, it's the coolest thing ever.
Well, keep your bobbleheads safe, because I'm finding that now I have weekly maintenance on bobblehead.
Yeah, we need our account to add a maintenance, bobblehead maintenance.
Oh, super glue is high a budget.
Yeah.
So we're with the format of the restaurant, and we really wanted to keep it casual like we had at the warehouse. You kind of come in, find your own seat, order at the bar. We assign you a bobblehead. That's your tab. You get to be, some superhero, or maybe you're just, Barney from The Simpsons that day, whatever.
People get mad though, because they're like, they see someone has Dr. Teeth or Animal, and they're like, why did I get Geico? Because we have this like lizard. Like,
that's
why
awesome.
am I Walter White?
Do I look like Yoda?
Yeah.
No, you don't
Yes,
look
this
like
is
Yoda.
for you.
That was the closest one I had. So, so we just assign the tab to the bobblehead name, and that way it gives people the freedom to kind of float around. Maybe they're meeting up with some other people and they move outside, or, like this time of night it gets buggy, so you're moving inside, you bring your bobblehead, and then we can find you to bring out more food and more drink. But,
it's awesome.
well, how did it go? I was at a pizza shop in Denver, and during GABF, and we were like, first GABF we went to, and we'd been working with table like for 7 days it felt like, but starving, so I like grabbed the pizza to go, and they gave me this bobblehead to sit at the bar, and I just played with the bobblehead the whole time. So I thought it was awesome. I had a lot of fun, and I was like, how do we find people? Let's look at bobbleheads, and there's a lot of bobbleheads out there.
Yeah,
so.
It's cool. Yeah, and it's funny because my dad and I were at the bar having a beer, and it's just funny to see. And like you said, it's no rhyme or reason who gets what, but it was very funny to see this nice old man come up, I want to pay my tab, and he puts up a Superwoman bobblehead, and he's like, I'm Superwoman. I'm like, oh, okay, there he is. But I mean, it's definitely kind of. It's cool to kind of like ease the moment. You know, if there's a long line to pay, it's just kind of cool to be sit there and be like, this thing is pretty cool. Like, but yeah, I mean, I think my wife and I got Rocky from Bullwinkle.
Oh, you got Rocky.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Rocky's lost his.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right, so send your super glue to PO Box. No.
Yeah, 7 Hobbs Road, Northampton, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Oh
We've
man, that's
actually had
awesome.
a few customers bring in their own bobbleheads.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's cool.
Our neighbor here, he has a bulldog, and he brings his own bulldog.
Oh wait, so they bring their own
bobblehead
for their table, and then they just take it home with them?
Yeah.
I'm so doing that next time. I did not know you could.
Yeah, we will
We can
accommodate. Yeah.
Excellent. Have bobblehead. You will get special service if you bring your own.
Your own bobblehead. BYOB. Yeah.
BYOB.
Yeah.
BYOB with the B, it means something
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
So with all this beer brewing going in and out of the brewery, do you still roll some casks down to the coat of arms? Who Rob puts up big casks. You guys still do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
one
do.
of our favorite things to do. Yeah.
We just delivered 2 this week. Last Friday, we delivered a couple, and we'll be getting more casks ready now that we have beer in the fermenters, which is nice. We also 2 years ago at Craft Brewers Conference. Somehow I never win anything, but
That's because I put your card in.
Nicole
that's why.
put my card in.
I'm
I won a beer engine, and I've had it in storage for like 3 years or whenever that was. So we'll be putting in our own cask line. We've talked to Rob, like, hey, come by and hang out with us and talk cask beer or something like that. Yeah, cool. So that's on the project.
And we did have a pin here on a Saturday. We had a pin of Don Quixote.
Yep.
Yeah, we just flew through. It was great. It was a great sign for us because we love cask beer, and it was great that the customers here will support us in doing that. Nice.
And do you do tours yet? Have you kind of assembled a tour schedule for the new facility?
What?
We haven't. We are going to put a schedule together. Right now, really the only tours we're doing are for Granite State Growler tours. And they're kind of all over the place for me. We're still working on getting the brewery organized and just kind of having a place for everybody to come in and check it out. But,
I mean, it's pretty easy to see it too. If you go in there, you can still look in there and kind of poke your head, which is it's not the full tour, but it's still like, oh, that's what's going on behind these scenes,
Yeah.
That's cool. And my
hopefully in the next few weeks have a tour schedule.
Yeah.
So for now, get on. I mean, we had Dave on the podcast a couple months ago. Get on the tour, and you get behind the scenes access. Dave will drive the bus straight through the garage door and into the brewery.
Yeah. Or his mama.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Dave's not driving. Who trusts Dave to drive that bus? Nobody.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding. Kidding, Dave. Big fan. No, but my final question is events coming up. I know there's a lot of beer fests coming on. Are you able to juggle some awesome festivals with opening an entire new facility?
We're trying.
Trying to,
yeah.
Yeah, so, we love. There's a lot of fests that we love to go to, and so we're, trying to figure that out. Our staffing is still a little bit light in the tap room. So
if anyone knows any dishwashers or servers, let us know.
I was just going to ask. info@throwbackbrewery.com, because I know Carla always posts on our Twitter whenever any brewery's looking for a job is posting. So
Yep. I'll pass it on.
Thank you.
Yeah. To go with you already have super energetic servers and bartenders right now. So I mean, if you like working with friendly people, boom, it's email right there.
It's a crazy pace. I don't know.
Yes, it needs to be fast paced.
It seems crazy to me.
It's crazy. There's bobbleheads. I mean, what more do you need in a job?
Yeah. There's bobblehead parts. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Carla, any final questions before we let the ladies get back to the madness that's probably happening steps from them?
I just want to ask one modified version of our moment of Zen question, which is,
get in there.
If there are a lot of small breweries that might be deciding to make big changes or switch over to brew pub or make a big expansion, is there anything that if they were coming to you with advice, looking for advice, that you would tell them before they made such a big change? Like, would you have any lessons learned from this whole experience that could help them out?
It takes way longer to get financing than you might think.
All right, yep.
But I don't think we would have received the financing if we hadn't started the way that we did.
It definitely helped that we had a few years under our belts.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're starting from scratch.
Right.
Yeah, that's harder. I don't know what else.
I don't. Get some sleep.
Get some sleep beforehand.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that we were talking about. It's like,
yeah, you're in the restaurant world. You finish at 11 or midnight, and then you're up, to brew the next day. So it's kind of, for me, I'm sort of juggling between both worlds. So it's a lot, but it's cool to see everybody come and enjoy the barn and everything. So.
It's awesome. And yeah, so you mentioned that the schedule is on throwbackbrewery.com and the Facebook page, the address. It's actually, you can't miss it if you're anywhere on Route 1. You can see it from anywhere. No, it's 7 Hobbs Road in Northampton. Very close, basically right across the street from your old location. So anyone who knows that area can kind of find it. Yeah. Do you have anything for us? I mean, I can turn the tables for a second if you have any questions for us, but no one ever does.
I don't know.
Arlo does.
Arlo, yeah.
What do you think, Arlo?
Oh, it's a puppy.
It's a nice pup.
I don't know. I mean, you guys are like on the beat of everything. What do you see happening in the beer world? What's new?
It's funny you ask that.
Any beer style, how about I'll ask you a beer style that's hot that you think we should take a look at?
Well, I would reverse it and say, here's a hot style, don't go towards it because everyone's doing it, right?
No. I would love to see you guys do a Berliner Weiss of some kind.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say...
I trust them to do it right. Like,
right.
As other breweries that are not.
Yeah, I would. Carl and I were talking about it on the side, and we were talking about IPAs are hot, and you have the hop struck. You also have the Don Quixote, but I like how you also spend a ton of time on other styles of beer because you have those local ingredients. So why not use them? So I commend you on making other beers than super hot bombs because I'm personally okay with them, but I'm not super psyched by them. But that's all I have to say. But yeah, Berliner Weiss, get in there, Carla. Good suggestion.
Well, with all the fruit that you guys have access to, I think it's kind of a natural fit too.
Yeah.
Play around with a little bit. But just going back to your question about what's going on in beer, I'm kind of excited to see that New Hampshire's beer scene is maturing a little bit. You guys have definitely, you're among the guys that have been around longer, kind of settled into a really good growth so that people know what to expect and everybody knows where to go. And I think that will help pave the way for more breweries to kind of get a little bit bigger, get a little bit more consistent, and kind of have to play with the big guys now. So I'm hoping that that trend continues because I've been waiting kind of for New Hampshire to kind of catch up to kind of all the craziness that's going on in Maine right now. But I kind of like the slow and steady, like, march forward towards, getting a little bit bigger, doing a little bit more stuff, and going forward. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of good stuff coming out of New Hampshire in the next year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've heard of breweries opening. There's a brewery that opened up near Keene and another one north of that. So it's the only thing that I'm seeing from New Hampshire standpoint is kind of outside of the Sea Coast breweries opening, which is nice to have breweries that you can go to, and that's the only place you can get that beer. I've been saying that for a while. It's cool to see that. So more breweries. I don't know how many are registered in the state now. If you guys are hot on that pulse, but I think it's 40 something, maybe less, but.
A little bit less, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's close to 40, Brian. Yeah.
Close to, yeah. But yeah, so other than that, that's all I see. But yeah, Berliner Weiss, yes, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We did our first little test of that. It was the last beer of the Unafraid of the Dark series. So it was a dark Berliner Weiss We had some Concord grapes from a friend, and it was fun. You know, there was roastiness from the dark malt and the grape flavor, sort of a tart grape. But it was interesting, you know, because I love that style so much, but it wasn't for everybody, you know. So, but I'm excited to try it again, you know, with that under our belts, you know, feeling a little more confident in the doing the kettle sour method to let it get a little more acidic, and then doing it on this new system will be a treat. So,
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I know we have to plan, and we're going to, once we get Sean back in the loop, an on-site podcast, because there hasn't been a podcast where both or all three of us, Carla, myself, and Sean, have been on site. So stay tuned very soon for us to be there showing you what's going on. But until then, you know, 7 Hobbs Road, Northampton, go there and check it out for yourself and let everyone know what you think. But Carla, I think it's time to raise a glass to the ladies of Throwback. Annette, Nicole, as always, I appreciate it, and we'll definitely we'll see you at your brewery soon.
Cheers.
Thank you guys
Cheers,
so much.
guys. Thank you.
Cheers.